All right, welcome back. This is Dash Rendar. I am going to try to keep this as on brand as possible, hence the, nerdy tunic or shirt. But this is going to be a breakdown of the diet. I don't like doing this kind of stuff, but a lot of people have asked about it. So I figured I'd just get a long form video out there about what I eat, frequency of food, calories intake, and everything like that. So it's there, and you guys can just reference it if you have any questions in the future about it. Every morning after I get home and finish with my exercise, I always start off with coffee. Coffee, I always put some form of a collagen or a protein. I know there's like a lot of hate on it, but really I don't care that much. Just like, I had some protein and this is cocoa flavored, so it tastes good. Have the coffee in the morning just to kind of quell that hunger as the day starts, and then I'm basically off to the races at that point. I don't really have a true breakfast per se. I just try to get that 30 grams of protein in the morning, and then I start off. And then as the day goes on, I'll usually have something like this, like a biltong or a sugar-free beef jerky as the day goes on, every like 3 hours or so if I can't eat, just to make sure I'm getting like that 20 or 30 grams of protein split up through the day, because apparently from what I've seen and read, that's good for just building muscle overall. As far as breaking down stuff that I generally just have in the fridge, usually ready, right now this week I have salmon, so I try to have a little bit like a fatty fish or something like that once or twice a week. Lots of egg whites as well. You can have a ton of those and just feel really full. And then I have tons of celery, lettuce, romaine, things like that are just filler. So every single meal that I eat, whether it's a salmon or the chicken or what have you, I just generally put it on a really big bed of lettuce, because that's more chewing. The more you chew, the longer it takes to eat the calorically dense part of the meal, and that tends to make you feel faster, so you don't just gorge up. Like with peanut butter, you can grab spoons and just spoonfuls of that have 1,500 calories and still not feel satiated because you're eating it so fast. So I try to add that filler food in there to slow down the meal. As far as things that are in the pantry, I really try to find good replacements for foods I like but are lower calories or higher protein. So an example of this is like edamame noodles, right? Tons of protein, tons of fiber, very filling, so much fiber that you better be careful when you eat it, because you might need to use the restroom pretty quickly. Supplements as well. I do protein powder, whey protein every now and then if I don't have time. The brand, I could care less. I just get what's on sale. I'm sure it's not ideal, but again, it's just like, it's better than nothing. So the big takeaway is, if you're just looking at like the macros, I guess you could say, my biggest thing is I try to get 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight per day. In addition to that, I have probably 100 or less carbs a day, all coming from veggies. So tons of broccoli, tons of zucchini, lots of other things like that. It's all green. I don't really have bread or sugar or dairy. Really, to simplify, it's gonna be a total of about 2,000 calories per day. So I run light, but that's just because I feel like I tend to be bulkier in nature. So it's a really concerted effort for me to stay lean. And then fats are just the trace amounts that are in the food, but I don't have a lot of fatty meats, like aside from the fish. Most of the meat that I have is gonna be venison, chicken, turkey, not egg whites. So in full summary, breakfast is gonna be coffee with a protein, like a collagen. Then throughout the day, it's gonna be lots of veggies to keep me full. Protein every 2 or 3 hours consistently. And then usually in the evening, I'll have a family dinner with everyone, and that's gonna be my bigger meal. It's not gonna change what I eat. It's just gonna be more of the same, which is gonna be greens, lean meats, and trace amounts of fats in the meat. And the biggest takeaway from this is, one, please refer to this because I don't want to do any more fitness type videos about diet and exercise. It's just arduous to me, and there's so many better people out there that do it, so it's not my cup of tea. And secondly is, be patient with results. This was a long process, going from 40 pounds heavier to slowly, gradually getting rid of that, a pound every week or something, to build down. And then once I got super lean, I started exercising, lifting weights, and then started getting back up with actual muscle mass by doing resistance training. But that is that's it. That's everything. Provide some clarity. This is probably a super boring video. I'll probably splice in some action stuff with like completely unrelated things just so it can be somewhat entertaining to watch. But that's the overall thing. There's nothing fancy in it. I don't do keto, I don't do this or that. I just try to keep it low calorie, high protein, and then don't have any of the junk most of the time. Usually once every 2 weeks or so, I will have a cheat meal. It's usually like a date night with my wife, sometimes a week or 2 weeks. And that cheat meal is generally gonna be filled with beer. Because if I'm gonna have the calories, I wanna have fun with it. I don't just wanna feel miserable the next day and feel bloated and full. I wanna make sure that my night was fun, and beer to me is a great way to do that. If you have any questions, let me know. Comment, like, subscribe, all that nonsense, because you're supposed to say it. If not, have an amazing day. Oh my gosh. Later.